Following a NewsHour investigation over a year ago, the province is finally moving towards regulations for home inspectors. However, critics say it remains to be seen whether a licensing system will do any more to protect consumers. Right now, anyone can call themselves a home inspector in BC because there are no minimum educational requirements. Consumer groups support the idea of licensing home inspectors, but they do say it depends on the type of standards put in place as well as disciplinary guidelines. It's quite a flip-flop for the Solicitor General, who originally told Global News it was up to the home buyer to make sure their home inspector was doing a good job. Well, today he's saying he's ready to move forward.
Well, this is a home that we inspected recently because of the quality of construction was substandard. And you can see this is
Home Inspector Bruce Hunter has seen the nooks and crannies of hundreds of homes. There have been plenty of small problems and quite a few major issues too.
This is a brand new home and there's no way that you should have a hole.
But he says the worst cases are the homes that have been inspected by other, less thorough inspectors, given a passing grade, only to end in nightmare for the unsuspecting new homeowner.
I think the thing that affects me most is what it does to the families. Money is one thing. You can always recover. It's like a tornado. You can get through it and move on. But when you find out that you've been betrayed.
15 months ago, Global News went undercover to investigate the complete lack of regulation in the home inspection industry.
Nice and dry, they've got everything right on the floor, so.
We found out anyone can call themselves a home inspector. And even though there are several industry associations, there are no minimum standards. With one organization, you can even get certified online.
Look, I passed.
She passed.
When we first spoke with Solicitor General John Less, he didn't see any need for the government to protect consumers.
I have heard absolutely no complaints. We need to be careful that we're not always pandering to the lowest common denominator.
He doesn't think that it's the government's job.
But the fallout was fast and furious. By the end of the week, John Less did a 180. However, it's only now, more than a year later, that he's even begun public consultations on regulations.
But for now, anyone, including myself, could call themselves a home inspector.
That is largely true, and clearly that's an issue that we're trying to address. Consultation process is now underway. It's important to do this kind of thing carefully. You can't just sort of snap your fingers and say, okay, now we're regulated. You have to know what you're regulating, what your objectives are, and that kind of thing.
The government, in my opinion, has walked into a huge minefield. There's nothing in the legislation, I believe, Solicitor General Less has already said it's not going to provide consumer protection because the real problem is realtors referring inspectors who have no associations, no qualifications. Until that stops, it's going to do nothing.
We need legislation with teeth, accountability, and clean up this industry. And, I'm just shocked that it's taken the government this long. I mean, it's another one of those Solicitor General flip-flops.
If you look at so far, the consultation paper doesn't mention what Bruce Hunter considers the most important element for protecting consumers, banning realtors from referring specific home inspectors. It's a clear conflict of interest that has ended in years of legal wrangling for several Lower Mainland homeowners.
They're all realtor-referred inspectors. These inspectors are not picked because of their qualifications. They're picked because they write quick reports and say very little.